Hi, my name is Roger Fontana. My topic will discuss the recent pandemic that has been a catastrophe, not only in the United States, but in the whole world. This discussion will be from the perspective of sociological concepts that relate to the pandemic, as I understood it and as I experienced it. The three concepts I will examine are structural, functional, social conflict, and symbolic interactionism. The, Throughout the period of at least 2 years, from 2020 to 2022, people from all over with various agencies, organizations, and medical departments have been working aggressively for the purposes of controlling and eradicating the pandemic virus. Difficulties began in the beginning when society was unable to determine the actual cause and where the virus originated from. This, and of itself, was a major factor in getting research off the ground. According to symbolic interactionism, its major function and focus is to be useful in solving problems. There were many different paths that were taken to include different kinds of medications that could be developed, such as vaccines and medications that were previously used on other illnesses that showed effectiveness in that areas and possibly could transition to the pandemic as well. Much of the early success, as limited as it was based on the fact that the medical community and the governments came together to finance, explore, and search for anything that could be effective against this deadly virus. Unfortunately, there were times when other concept had reared its head during the universal research for occur. This would come under the umbrella of social conflict, whereby different groups were acting in different directions and lambasting one of another about what would not be effective, even though many felt that it would be. It was only later that eventually many of these groups would come to a consensus, with more than several million people dead throughout the world, and with different variations that were following. It seemed that it was not only serious, but it could possibly extend for more than half a decade. The perspective on society from different parts of the world, getting people together in a more cohesive unit to work for the benefit of each other and for the benefit of all, but actually come under structural functional concept, whereby the existence of others in society is assumed as working as one. As for daily life, it was a hazard, fragmented and questionable concerning lockdown, specific medications, the different vaccine usage, masking the particular type of mask, when to use a mask, when not to use a mask, and a host of other factors that had accompanied this virus. As for the social life of people, the world basically became a closed shop. Stores were required to close, people were required to stay home, companies had to close, workers were sent home, cargo from overseas was stopped, air traffic was kept at a minimum, and city streets became ghost towns. In retrospect, society should have never closed these stores and companies, but rather should have left everything open. I cannot think of any place that escaped this virus, nor can I think of any social event that people attended. Weddings were canceled, birthday parties were postponed, vacations were put off for each additional year, family members were unable to get together in groups, and other sadful events. Fortunately, the world, with its superb scientists and medical experts, were able to harness and confront the virus with medication and vaccines that would protect us, as well as other iterations of the virus that would follow. The light at the end of the tunnel is now with us, and what we can learn from this is to appreciate what we have and what a good life really is when we do not have it. And this is what transpired during those more than 2 years of this deadly virus. Thank goodness all of it is behind us now. Thank you.